Hello, leader. If you're answering questions your team should already know the answers to, or fixing what they should have finished themselves, if your highest valued work, focused on the big picture stuff and business development, if that work continues to get pushed aside, you are stuck in a loop. Too many distractions and daily derailments are causing you to stay still, stay frustrated, and stay way too tethered to your team. It's not because you're a bad leader, it's because you don't have a leadership team. So how about this? You finally sit down to map out your next quarter's priorities, and a Slack message pings. Then someone drops by to ask you if they should offer a discount to a client. Again, you trained them. You've told them, and still everything seems to land in your lap. Can you relate? You're not alone. Too many leaders are stuck in this ongoing cycle of being too darn handy for their team, so they don't have to think for themselves. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on why your team feels like a group of good people who still can't move forward without you. I'll show you how to break this cycle, reclaim your focus, and start building a team that actually leads themselves. So you can finally stop being the glue holding it all together. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. I'm Shelli Warren, your team and leadership coach, and your no-fluff guide to building a powerhouse team that actually gets the job done without you holding their hand every 5 minutes. You're not just a business owner, you're the leader now, and I'll help you step up, lead smart, and stop micromanaging. Stick with me and you'll learn how to hire, fire, and inspire a team you lead with confidence and finally get your night and weekends back. And here's the hard truth. The team that got you here may not be the team that gets you there. So let's trade burnout for bold leadership and stack your team. Let me paint the scene. You're deep into something that actually matters, mapping out a new offer, maybe reviewing your numbers, finally writing up that hiring plan, and then, the interruptions start. A team member is stuck. Another one forgot a deadline. Someone needs a decision. Again, you take a deep breath, close your laptop, and you handle it. Why? Because you tell yourself, it's just faster if I do it. But is it really faster? Or is this just a short-term fix that's stealing your long-term growth? Let's talk about the hidden cost of quick help. You're not lazy. You're efficient. And in the early days of running your business, that meant jumping in and getting things done yourself. But now, that reflex to just fix it is the very thing preventing your business from growing without you. You think you're saving time, but what you're actually doing is reinforcing the team's dependency on you. You're also signaling that you are always the final answer. You're also training your team to pause instead of push forward. So here's a real-life example. One of my clients used to pride herself on being the most responsive person in the room. Her team loved it that she always had the answers. But she hated that nothing moved unless she was involved. Inside the Leadership Lab, we helped her shift from always on to strategically unavailable. It wasn't easy, but now her business doesn't crumble when she takes a few days off. The real cost of being overly available and overly in control of everything is that every distraction chips away at your focus. That loss of focus leads to your overwhelming decision fatigue. No wonder you don't have energy for your friends and family. And when you're mentally drained, your creativity, that very thing that fuels your business, flatlines. And without creative leadership at the helm, growth just doesn't slow down, it stops. Let's talk about the frustration of knowing you trained your team. So why are they still asking you? Now you're probably thinking, but I already trained them. They know this stuff. And here's the truth. Most business owners confuse task training with leadership development. Yes, they know how to send the invoice, how to write the caption, how to schedule the call, how to provide the service, and how to sell the product. But do they know when to escalate a problem to you versus decide the proper action themselves? Do they know what success looks like without having to check in with you? Do they know how to take ownership when something goes sideways? And here's something else to consider. Did you know that emotional handholding is one of the top reasons business owners burn out? You're leading the business and your team's confidence levels. Here's another example. Another client of mine owns a thriving therapy clinic with several associated therapists and an office manager. But somehow, she was still fielding calls about scheduling conflicts, reviewing every client intake form, and approving supply orders. What? Why? Because her team didn't have clear ownership over the day-to-day decisions, and she hadn't realized that she was unintentionally sending them a message, I need to approve everything. Her team wasn't underperforming, they were unsure and afraid to make a mistake. And that uncertainty kept my client stuck in the thick weeds of the clinic's operations. Inside the Leadership Lab, we teach you how to untangle that. You'll stop coaching everyone through every moment and start designing systems where people know what's theirs to own and how to make things happen themselves. Now, excessive handholding, excessive oversight, or overcoaching, and being the one to catch all the mistakes and then fix them yourselves is where most business owners hit their ceiling. You're not broken. You're just under-supported. You know you need a team, and you have one, but you also need the tools, frameworks, and leadership habits to create one that actually functions well without you holding their hand, providing all the answers, and thinking for them. Here's what our Leadership Lab clients have to say. Before the lab, I was in the weeds daily, literally answering every question. Now I take real vacations. My leadership team runs the operations while I shifted into developing my team and my business so that we're all set up for the future. Come and join us inside the Leadership Lab. We'll help you build decision-making structures, role clarity with accountability, actual leaders, not just doers with titles. You don't need another virtual assistant. You need a leadership team, and you don't have to figure that out on your own. So if your days are filled with quick questions, dot minutes, and can I just run this by you for a sec? It's not a sign that you've hired the wrong people. It's a sign that you haven't yet built the leadership structure your business needs to scale. You weren't meant to carry this all alone, and your team wasn't meant to rely on you for everything. The Leadership Lab exists to break the cycle by helping you create the kind of team that runs the day-to-day operations so you can lead the business, not manage every single detail all day, every day. And this might sting, but it's worth looking deeply at the truth of it. If you are doing all the thinking and problem solving for your team, they don't have to think, and therefore you are woefully overpaying them. It's time to get some quality coaching and guidance. It's your next best move if you're exhausted from being the go-to person for every little thing. If you want real time back, not just for the business, but for your life. And if you know your team could perform better, you need support and structure to help them get there. The Leadership Lab is open right now. Let's build a business that no longer depends on your constant presence and finally gives you the freedom that you've been working towards all along. You can apply today. I see every application that comes through, and I can't wait to meet you and learn more about you. You can get all the details of how this high-touch, small group coaching program can elevate everything you're doing at the Stacking Your Team website. This isn't a fly-by-night course. No. I've been hosting the Leadership Lab for almost 7 years now, and it's been a game changer for many women just like you. It's your turn now. Thanks for tuning into the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. If today's episode helped you see your leadership in a new way, I'd love to hear about it. Come connect with me over on Instagram, where I'm at Stacking Your Team, and tell me, what are you working on in your business right now? If you are tuning into this podcast because you work somewhere and you're wanting to develop your leadership skills, I invite you to start following our sister company, Thousand Islands Leadership Consulting. Check us out on Instagram or LinkedIn for unbiased career guidance designed to help ambitious people have a bigger impact, get promoted, and live a better life. So until next time, let's do less managing and more leading by making space to lead and letting go of the rest.